strange series of events begins in St Mary's Church, Danedyke, when Mary Crowell, church organist, village schoolmistress, and spinster of the parish, is knocked to the ground by a mysterious intruder. Septimus Trelaw, ex-police detective inspector, and now the rector at St Mary's, succeeds in obtaining the fingerprints of the Major, a mysterious character who has been seen hanging around the church, but is himself attacked in the relic chapel of his own church by the Major and his associate known as Armchair. Septimus talks to his old friend, Dr. Henry Simmons, about a holy relic, Our Lady's Cup, that's been missing since the Middle Ages. Later, with the help of Angela Horton, the local infants teacher, he tries to unravel the hidden secrets of the Greek inscriptions on an old abbot's tombstone. But the Major and Armchair are always one jump ahead of Septimus, it seems, and unknown to the rector are keeping watch on the church from their observation post on a tall tower.
What the thump do you call that, Septimus?
Same as mine, isn't it? Steak and kidney pudding, Brussels sprouts, mashed potatoes.
I'll tell you what that lot is. Stodge. Pure, unadulterated, 100% stodge, is that?
Go on, eat it. It's exactly the same as you get in the Nick canteen.
Oh, don't eat in the Nick canteen any longer.
No?
I have a simple cottage cheese salad. Strengthened from the health food restaurant.
Cottage cheese salad? Is that what you came all the way from Liverpool to get away from?
I had to appear in court in Southport again this afternoon. Thought I'd pop over here and spread the bad news first.
Your fingerprint lads drew a blank with those prints I gave them.
The Major, as you call him, has no previous criminal record. Leastways, not that we've been able to come up with.
Back to square one, then, eh?
It's not a pub lunch, this, you know. It's a Weight Watchers disaster area. And still haven't managed to suss it out, then, eh? What it is your Major might be after?
Well, as a matter of fact, Cyril, I think I have. The Danedyke Cup.
Well, your holy relic. Well, that's in a bank vault, isn't it?
No, I'm not talking about that one. No, legend has it that that's a copy of a much earlier one, solid gold, been hidden ever since the Middle Ages. Well, the story goes that it's hidden somewhere in Danedyke, and my guess is that that's what they've got their sights set on.
That's never on the cards, is it?
Why?
A couple of hard-case villains fannying around after buried treasure.
Supposing they're working for someone.
Well, like who? Crooked art dealer?
Yeah.
Well, I could never put it on the market.
A rich collector without too many scruples.
Without too many marbles as well.
Why?
Look, you said yourself it's been hidden for hundreds of years. Well, if it's even there at all, where would they begin to look?
That's just the point, Cyril. They don't know where to begin to look, but they haven't given up on it. They're still in the district.
What makes you say that?
Not that long since I left the force.
You haven't seen them again, have you?
No, I haven't seen them, but I've still got a copper's hooter, Cyril. Oh, they're here all right somewhere. I can smell them.
Hello. Our friend the Padre's back for lunch.
Padre? That's just old Bill in drag.
No, Armchair. Oh, little respect for the cloth, not for the man.
There we go. Hello, Danedyke Rectory.
Septimus? Septimus, I've some news for you. Someone's found the Danedyke Gospels. No, not today, a couple of months ago. Yes, of course, I'm sure. There's an account of it in the Bibliographical Quarterly. I've only just got down to reading it after surgery this morning.
This is a terrible line, Henry. I suppose, like me, you'll run off your feet this afternoon, so why don't you come round after dinner this evening for a game of chess? Tell me all about it then. Good, I'll look forward to it. Bye-bye.
Septimus. Septimus. Your move, you're in check.
That's no good, Henry. It's beyond me. Tell me what it's all about in words of one syllable. Who's this Hackenbacker?
Hackenbaum. Abraham Hackenbaum. He's an American professor. The world's leading authority on 16th and 17th century black-letter theological argument.
Is he, by George? And that's this Gothic-looking script, like modern German, only more so.
That's it. It seems the worthy Abraham came to England on a year's sabbatical leave from his Midwestern university. He went to St. Silas's College and set about reading the Mardersfield Papers.
Wait a minute. You're about 2 jumps in front of me. What are the Mardersfield Papers?
You don't know?
I'm sorry.
No, I suppose you wouldn't really, would you? Not your fault. Well, there are a dozen or so volumes of 16th and 17th century texts, mostly theological pamphlets, things like Smectymnus, Milton's Remonstrance Defence, and much more obscure stuff, mostly in Latin.
And you, Mr. Hackenbaum, read that lot on his holiday?
Apparently. Anyway, tucked away in the middle of volume 6, he came across an illuminated manuscript, which turns out to be the Danedyke Gospels.
Our Danedyke Gospels?
Yes.
The ones illuminated by Abbot John when he was the abbot of the monastery? I don't believe it, Henry. I don't believe a word of it.
But it's true, Septimus. It's here in black and white.
But these, what's-it papers, when were they bound?
Well, Percival Mardersfield was an Irish bishop. He left all his books to St. Silas's College. He probably had them bound himself.
When?
Oh, middle to late 1700s, I would assume.
What, and you're telling me that these famous Danedyke Gospels were sitting in that library for over 2 centuries without anybody spotting them?
My dear Septimus, I don't suppose in any generation there'd be more than a couple of hundred men in all the world who would be capable of reading black-letter theology. And of those, I don't suppose more than a dozen would have the slightest interest in the Mardersfield Papers. A book like that could easily lie unopened in a college library for 200 years, until the right scholarly fruitcake came along.
And Mr.
Hackenbaum.
Yes, thank you. Was the right scholarly fruitcake?
Exactly. But the illustration, Septimus, what did you make of the illustration?
Oh, I didn't know there was an illustration.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, in Latin. Et ut appropinquavit vide. And when he was come near, he beheld... That's Luke. Well, one of the texts on Abbot John's tombstone in the church.
Now look at the illumination, Septimus, the capital E.
That's here. It's St. Mary's.
Now, what do you think? Has this something to do with your pair of villains and the brouhaha in the relic chapel?
Well, it could confirm my theory that they're working for somebody. Somebody who heard about these Gospels before we did. I've got to see them, Henry. Can you arrange it?
Already arranged. I phoned the librarian this afternoon. I've also cancelled tomorrow morning's surgery. I'll drive you over. Pick you up around 11?
Yeah, any time that suits you. Oh, I've got a meeting in the morning. Still, I think I can wriggle out of it.
There's something you won't be able to wriggle out of.
What's that?
You're in check. Your move.
Oh, yes. Check. And mate, if I'm not mistaken. Bum, 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 bum.
I've been wondering about him myself. He's been behind us off and on ever since we left the motorway.
Charles, the landlord of the Bluebell, reckoned that the Major and his beefy crony ran a jag.
Well, whoever it is, why should he follow us?
Don't know. Maybe he isn't. Put your foot down, Henry. See if you can lose it.
Can you see who it is? Is it the chap you call the Major?
Well, there's only one of them back there. Pretty sure, though, it is the Major's sparring partner. I only caught a brief glimpse of him in the relic chapel, unfortunately, but that face rings a bell from somewhere.
Ah, he's still with us. Something's bothering you, Septimus. Not overduly concerned about that oaf, are you?
Not about him, no. But if the Major isn't following us, What sort of mischief might he be getting up to somewhere else?
Hello, Danedyke School.
Angie, Septimus. Is Curl about?
No, Septimus. She's taking the juniors on a nature walk. Anything I can do?
Yes, quite a lot, actually. Now, I've got a nasty feeling that the Major's back at his shenanigans. Now, with a little help from you, here's how I plan to put the kibosh on his antics. Good, lass. See you this evening.
Bye.
As mice and still as statues. Very good. Now then, we're going out this morning, so quickly as you can. When I say move, I want to see everybody standing over by this door in a nice straight line, quite still. Ready? Move! Yes, Russell?
Please, Miss Sarton, are we going as we are, or are we putting our coat and words on the miss?
Danedyke Garage.
Tom, Septimus. Now, look, I can't go into the whys and wherefores at the moment, but I'm on my way to Lancaster, and I don't want to leave the church unattended. So can you stand guard after 4 o'clock this afternoon?
So getting around the corner.
Well, just make yourself look useful. I don't know, dig a grave or something. Cheers, Tom. Bless you. Any sign of the Major's sidekick?
He shot by while you were in the pub.
Uh-huh. You reckon he spotted you?
Shouldn't be surprised. Rather difficult not to notice this old bat. I expect he's parked further up along the road, waiting to pick us up as we go past.
Well, don't hang about then, Henry. Let's at least give the gent a run for his money.
Damn civilians!
Gentlemen, Volume 6, the Madresfield Papers.
May I, Mr. Johnson?
By all means.
Oh, so that's your black letter theology, is it?
It is indeed, Mr. Trelaw. In an exceedingly fine example it is, too.
My apologies, Henry.
What for?
Doubting your word. I can see now why nobody's bothered to read this stuff for the past 200...
Gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to the missing Danedyke Gospels.
My word.
Mine too, Henry, mine too.
It's like Chaucer's Book of the Duchess come to life. Right? Texture, newness, as if Abbot John had sat here and painted it only yesterday.
I wonder if after all these years, what Abbot John was trying to tell us will come through as clearly as his painting.
Ah, those are the references you took down from his tombstone.
That's right. Matthew chapter 24, verse 15. That's the first. The abomination of desolation.
Oh. It isn't here. Decidedly odd. Matthew 23. Matthew 27. There's a page missing.
Well, it hasn't been removed. The page was never bound with the book. Professor Hackenbarn's research assistant came just over a week ago, and he noticed there was a page missing. He was most perturbed.
Was he? Well, let's try the next. That's Mark chapter 11, verse 17. The one about the house of prayer being turned into a den of thieves. And he taught, saying unto them, Is it not written that my house shall be called of all nations a house of prayer, and ye made it a den of thieves?
Document Dickens Ace. Yes, this one's here, all right. It's beautiful.
Oh, yes. The capital E. The professor's assistant noticed that, too.
Thank you. Ah, yes, Henry. It's the relic chapel. Not as it is now, but as it must have been in the 16th century. And that gold dot in the center, that can only be meant to represent
the original Danedyke cup.
Finally, John chapter 11, verse 43. You got it, Henry?
Right.
And when he had thus spoken, he cried in a loud voice, Lazarus, come forth.
And here is Lazarus coming forth from the dead, carrying the Danedyke cup.
And those are the 4 tombstone texts. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. 4 quotations from the Bible. Put them all together, and what do they mean?
Well, let's take them in order, Septimus. Matthew we haven't got. Mark, an illustration showing the inside of the relic chapel. Luke, the church. And John, Lazarus carrying the cup.
Well, suppose your theory is right, Henry. And Abbot John, during the Reformation, hid the real Danedyke cup for safety's sake and had the silver gilt one made to take its place. And then, one by one, the monks who shared the secret of the real cup's hiding place died until only Abbot John was left. And then, supposing Abbot John used these illuminations as a means of handing down the information of where the real cup's hidden.
Well, that's all very well, Septimus, but where does it get us?
Nowhere so far, but there's a reason in there somewhere, I'm sure of it. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Emerson.
Only 2, please.
We'll find our own way out.
Aye.
Good day. Very much.
Something that's nagging me, Henry. Mr. Hampson mentioned a research assistant who came here about a week ago.
Well?
Do American professors on sabbaticals run to research assistants?
Ah, you mean the research assistant was a fake? Your major?
I think it's more than probable.
That's not like the old girl. She's usually a first-timer.
Yeah. That's the jag, Henry. I bet that beggar's put you out of action.
There you, Major.
Trifle tardy, I'm afraid, aren't you?
Yeah, I had a spot of aggro. I lost him for half an hour.
Half an hour?
Now, keep your hair on. They won't give me the slip again. Fixed their motor, haven't I? I only nicked their rotor arm and slung it in the pond. No, they didn't see me because they wasn't there. So you got all the time in the world if you want it, Major. I have organised it for you.
You've organised it, Armchair, with your customary flair for fouling up the entire show. Your orders were to wreck them without being observed. They've obviously rumbled you. The damn place was more like Earl's Court Tattoo than a church parade.
Look, I don't know about Earl's Court, mate. All I know is that they're here safe at St Silas's College, which leaves you all the time in the world.
If they're at St Silas's, it's because they've rumbled it. Well, I have left a little surprise package to welcome His Holiness the Padre on his return. All right, you'd better fall out now and return to that PDQ.
They taught you that at Theological College, I presume.
Police college, actually, Henry. Very first lesson. The Lord helps them what helps themselves. That's got it. Right, now, you open the bonnet, and I'll get us started.
Oi! What's your little game then? What do you think you're doing there? Oi! Oi! Come back with it!
I still can't put my finger on where it is I've seen that sidekick of the Major's before.
I shouldn't let it worry you. He'll know you the next time he sees you.
It isn't Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John at all.
Eh?
Yeah, I've just suddenly tumbled at what Abbot John was trying to tell us. It isn't Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. At least it is, but not in that order.
Oh.
It's Luke, Mark, Matthew, John. Luke, the church. That's where the cup is hidden. Mark, the relic chapel, whereabouts we'll find it in the church. Matthew, the missing page, where it is in the relic chapel. And finally, John, Lazarus coming forth with the cup.
But even if you're right...
I am.
We still don't know whereabouts in the relic chapel to look for it.
No, but neither do they, Henry. That's why they're begging time. Now at least we know as much as they do. We're on level terms at last.
Zara? Here you go. Zara? 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 Here you go. Zara! Zara? Zara?
Oh, no. They've killed my dog.